Good morning, students. Welcome to English class 10. Today we start with Unit 2 poem The Grumble Family, written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. About the author. Lucy Maud Montgomery was born on 38 November 1874. She was a Canadian author who is remembered for her famous novel Anne of Green Gables. Lucy's notable works are Anne of Green Gables, Rilla of Ingleside, Emily of New Moon, and many more are her great works. She has published 20 novels as well as 530 short stories, 500 poems, and 30 essays. All these works are highly appreciated by the book lovers and critics. She is the first woman in Canada to be named as Fellow of Royal Society of Arts in England. She was made an officer of Order of the British Empire in 1935. In 1943, the Government of Canada designated her as a person of national historic significance, and she died on 24th April 1942. Let's have an introduction on the poem. Grumble Family. What is Grumble family means? Who always mutter about others. They always talk negative about others. They always complain about silly matters. In this poem, we are going to see how the Grumble family is. The people who live in the street, what they think about them. They lived in the street of complaining. In the city of never are satisfied, beside the river of discontent. Now we start the poem with its explanation. The first stanza. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on complaining street. In the city of never are satisfied, the river of discontent beside. Explanation. A family lives in the street of complaining and nobody likes them. They don't talk to them and mingle with them. They live in the city of never are satisfied, which is beside the river of discontent. Second stanza. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss. And whether their station be high or humble, they are all now known by the name Grumble. Explanation. They go on complaining or grumbling about each and everything. Their first instinct is to find something to complain and murmur about everything. They crawl at everything. They find wrong in whatever they see or act. Whether they are in a good position or not, they find fault in it and complain about it. They are known by the name of Grumble. Third stanza. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter alike they scold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on the gloomy complaining street. Explanation. Whether the weather is too hot or too cold, they complain about it. They scold alike if it is winter or summer. Everything goes wrong with the people living down on the sad complaining street. Fourth stanza. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done, and if everything pleased them, there is not a doubt. They did growl and they did nothing to grumble about. Explanation. They grumble about the rain, if it rain heavily, and growl about the sun, if it is hot. It is a fact that their growling never gets completed or stopped, and if everything pleased them, there is no doubt. that they will grumble that there is nothing to grumble about. Fifth stanza. But the curious thing is that not one of the same can be brought acknowledged his family name, for never a grumble will own that he is connected with it or at all you see. Explanation. But the strange thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name, as a grumble never owns that it is connected with it all. Sixth stanza. The worst thing is that if anyone says among them too long, he will learn their ways, and before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into a family of grumble. Explanation. The worst thing to be known about the Grumble's family that they even don't know they are positive or negative. If any person stay with them, even they come to know the truth of this terrible family, that they are adopted into the family of Grumble. Seventh stanza. And so it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumbler too. Explanation. So the poet insists that it is wisest to keep our feet away from wandering into the complaining street. We should be mistaken as grumbler. Eighth stanza. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song, no matter if things do sometimes go wrong, and then be our station high or humble, we will never belong to the family of grumble. Explanation. Therefore, we should learn to walk with a smile and a song. We should not bother ourselves, no matter if things go wrong, or if we are in a good or a low position. We should never belong to the family of grumble. We end up our poem by knowing that how to behave with our family as well as with outer people. We should always be happy with whatever we have. We should not blame on anyone. If we do that, that means we are blaming to our Lord. So dear children, I hope that you all have understood the poem. So let's meet very soon with our next interesting topic. Till that, stay home, stay safe. Thank you, children.